We are live from West Palm Beach, Florida. This is Scott Morgan-Ruff of the South Florida Tribune, and I'm glad to have Dan Gudema right here. And Dan, let's talk about what you're doing tonight about TurboBooster.com.
So yeah, SEO Turbo Booster is a product that we came up with that helps websites get better visibility. If you're a local company looking to go national with a product, if you're a local business looking to get more coverage in the local region, we've developed something completely different that does not exist anywhere else in the market. It's not a service, it's a software package with some consulting. It's a monthly fee, it's much less than SEO services, but yet you get found better on Google, the bottom line. We've been through, this is our third year, we have at least been through 20 or 30 major clients. We have 3 case studies we send to clients. Our clients, if they're not happy, they don't pay. They pay monthly for the service, kind of like hosting. And we're looking this year to grow the business out, probably to 100 clients. Local businesses are great. You name the kind of company, we have done it already, and we're going to keep growing. A lot of it we have to, I heard in the software business, you have to shake the hands of the first 300 customers, and that's what we're doing right now. Ultimately, we're going to end up with it's not downloadable yet on WordPress. You have to go to SEOTurboBooster.com and contact us directly. But obviously, in the end, we're going to end up with a DIY version that's downloadable on WordPress, like a Yoast. And we're not there yet, but when we get there, we could be $10,000.
So tell me, what is the trick, Dan, to getting at the top of the Google food chain?
There are like 3 major, I call it, I have this theory because we were talking, I'm a writer as well. I have a theory that Google keeps shifting what's important. Right now what's important is mobile and local, meaning you are set up perfectly. If you have it designed perfectly and it's light and fast, they put you higher.
Right.
If you are local, meaning I do a search and it says West Palm in it or Boca Raton in the search, that gets you higher. Even if you don't say West Palm and Boca Raton, if you have a page dedicated to that city, and that's where we do that, I call it hyper local, they get you higher. And then ultimately, the other thing is authority. When you become the authority, when you become the Amazon for that industry, or you become the authority in the local area. So one of the things like related to that is we may generate 500 pages for a local kava bar. I'll say we made one go to the top. And once he had enough pages and he was doing well with Google, he developed all the authority and now he's showing up number 1. And he's real happy with this. Getting authority is what it's about.
So you were talking about cost a little bit, so you want to inform everybody about what the cost is?
Yeah, this is a very reasonable product. Right now, we are right around $300 a month for small local businesses. Like I said, if they're happy with us, and part of that is including some consulting and making it work, so it's not just software and leave it. That's for companies that are local businesses. We do enterprise level, it starts around $2,000, and we have a bunch of those customers. They require A/B testing, more integration, more work and time and energy. So we deal with local and some mid-sized to large companies too.
Very good. Now, I know you have a passion for writing, Dan, so first of all, how did you get into it? I know you said you've done it at an early age. And I've got a few loaded questions, okay. We'll start there.
Yeah, so I started by just writing in journals, handwriting, when I was 10 years old. And since then, like I said, I wrote probably 300 journals, just what I did every day, writing and writing and writing. I was not a good writer in the beginning. I became a good writer. Eventually, that evolved for me into a specialty, and that became playwriting, screenwriting. So I've written 2 full-length screenplays. I've probably written 10 plays. That experience of that kind of writing, when the web evolved into blogging, my kind of writing, which is more personalized, individualized, that's why I became a screenwriter. It really set well with blogging, talking, like almost writing in a first person. And I started writing article after article after article. I'd write like about technology because I'm a technology professional. And eventually, I was saying, I wrote 100 blog articles over like 3 years, and I converted that into a book. All I did is shove them into a Word doc, switch the word blog to article, move them around, get them in the right order, come up with a table of contents, and at that time published on Create Space and had a book. And it was funny, someone at our co-working space said, anyone can write a book. And then someone said to that guy, my friend said to that guy, have you written a book? And he said, no. Well, write a book. Don't make fun of someone writing a book.
Well, I've always had a desire.
It's hard work.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure. I've always had a desire.
You have to be
do
up
it.
late at night, be determined. The most important thing for me in writing a book, because I have one right now, it's in the can, I'm about halfway done, is getting it done. The most important thing is getting it done. I know people who've written books, it's sitting on their file, and it never got done. So even if it's not perfect today, the goal with writing for me is get it done, get it out. I have a book called Roadmap I've been working on for about 2 years. It's always the last week of the year that I always take like 4 days in a row, and my wife helps me, and we get it organized. And there's a way to pad. Put in questions at the end of each chapter. Here's the issue is you can't, if your book is under 100 pages, you get a pamphlet. You can't get the width on the end. 140 is like really the minimum to get the side of the book. The other thing is with publishing, self-publishing, so I published 5 books. Self-publishing is you can order 50 and Amazon just makes them on the spot. So we didn't bring our books tonight, but I have a lot of the events I'm at. My books are really my business card today. Go SEO Yourself is the most popular book, right, Craig? Go SEO Yourself is the book that is most popular.
Right.
I'm probably going to write another book on SEO coming up, and I can't help it. I'm a serial writer. I'm plus in the dating business, I told you, so I've written one book on dating, and my wife and I are planning 2 more books on dating. It's easy to write a book. Anyone can write, it's true. But the fact of the matter is, it's easy to write a book, or it's easy to publish a book. It's hard to write one.
Okay.
That's the difference. Like, we can make a book on anything, but no one cares.
So my question is when you're writing a book, do you find it important to have pictures, or do you find that some of them are just as effective without pictures?
Just as effective without pictures. You know, the biggest new thing in my last book was to try to get into people's heads by preaching to them. That was my newest thing. Say, you have to try this. You're down and out. Just like marketing, I'm trying to get through to people. Like I had someone recently who lost their job. That's what my book's about, losing your job. And I looked at his LinkedIn, and it was crap. Everything was crap about him online. Like, he just looked like horrible. And I sent him my ebook and said, please read this, because everyone just takes your name, sticks it right in Google, and sees everything about you right away. And it says everything about you. Even the design behind your head, how many friends you have on LinkedIn. This guy had like 5 friends on LinkedIn. Like, what does it say about you? You should at least have 50. You know, you worked at companies. You said no to all these people saying, be my friend, be my friend, be my friend. You kept saying no. So it's saying something about you. LinkedIn's one piece of it. That book, Go SEO Yourself, goes way much deeper. And I just feel like, for me, writing is like, I want to get the message of the book in the hands and help people, my message out. And that's why I wrote it. Those nonfiction books. Okay?
All right, so we've talked about publishing and self-publishing. How difficult these days is it to get it published, or do you find that it's more recommended to self-publish?
It has to do with timing. I was telling you earlier that I had a publisher who was bent on publishing my book about SEO, but he told me it was going to be a year or 2 before it's published. And I said, this content is useless in 2 years, so if it takes 2 years. So it's about timing. If you can't get published quickly, I have to self-publish and self-promote. The term they use in the business is platform. What is your platform?
Right.
And he was excited, the publisher was excited, because we have like a 10,000 person across meetups and lists in my following. So I have a platform. I actually have a platform to hit. And what he really wants to hear is you got 10 million people and you're a Kardashian. That's your platform.
Right.
The world we're in today, this is the negative. The world we're in today is a pop culture world.
Okay.
Where, like, because you're the granddaughter of Hilton, you write a book and bam, and you're famous. And people buy the book. And I really kind of despise this. And my wife's an artist, I'm a writer. She's done a lot of giant artwork. And we kind of say artwork and writing is dead. That's our comment, it's dead. So we're just trying to break through with writing that makes sense for people. Most books bought, and I remember the whole O'Reilly killing, this patent killing.
Right.
Like, the writers had to hide themselves for the name of some guy's name on the book. This is the nature. I don't know, think of any famous person and what book they wrote and why it's number one. Like, great. So every once in a while, a good book does rise from the ash. I mean, there's a couple books. I'm reading Contagious by, there's 2 books I'm reading. Contagious by, I can't remember the writer of that book, and also Subscribe, 2 great books. Reading them slowly, cover to cover. That's another thing. A friend of mine's like, I use like the Cliff Note. It's called Briefs or something.
Right.
He goes, I read that book. I read the briefs. I'm like, really? So this is the world you're in today, where people are not reading as much. The books are not as important in their world. We were talking to you gave me a great idea today.
Good. I'm glad I can help.
Taking a physical book I've written and then basically doing an audio of the whole book and just charging twice the price for it.
All right. So am I going to get a little cut of the action? Or?
Sure. There's no cut to get.
Okay, well, that's what I mean. There's no cut to get. So,
yeah.
One other question pertaining to books, and we'll get to one other thing.
Yeah.
I know we have an event ahead of us, but let's talk about how easy is it to self-publish a book?
It is so easy. I mean, if you could affix the VCR, if you could set up your cable box, if you're handy enough to fix things in the house, you can figure it out. If you're not handy, you may have some trouble. If you're good at reading instructions, you got to be able to. I forget. I do have expertise. I know how to make a PDF. You got to know how to make a PDF. And the most difficult part of making a book is using Word, knowing how to create a table of contents. So when people click on the chapter, it takes you to the chapter in Word. If you get that down, that's the most difficult part of it. And then you save that as a PDF. It maintains the click-through from the chapter to the thing. That's 90% of the hardest part. Because once you got the PDF, you just push it in. You say price, yes, no. Europe, yes, no. $7, $17, $5. You make all the choices. We all just randomly pick them, whether you're Kindle Unlimited or not. I'm Kindle
Right.
Unlimited. So for Kindle Unlimited, it's interesting. I get checks and it says like, you got 600 pages read over like the last 6 months. It's pretty funny. That's how I make money. I get paid a cent a page. I got a $60 check. I was so excited. I got a $60 check, but I had hundreds of pages read.
Well, do you find yourself having to do a lot of book signings?
Yes, I do. Right, Craig? I have to do my book. This is the final thing about a book. Your book is your business card today. So if I had my books here today, I'd be signing them. People always want me to sign their book, and I try setting something cute in there. And like I said, I have other kinds of writings I've done over the years. Another funny thing is I wrote a screenplay, and I was afraid to lose my screenplays. So what I do is I publish them on Amazon, so I never lose them. So I can go buy them back. I can go onto the Kindle or Amazon and drive it back. Because your server, your file, your Dropbox may fail. I've had hard drives. I spent one time 5 years trying to get an old screenplay off a drive. I finally got it now. We're going to make it PDF, and we're going to put it on Amazon.
All right, let's talk about your dating service, and then we'll wrap it up about what you're looking to get out of this event, and we'll lead up. Tell me about the dating service.
Dating event company, pre-dating. If you're watching this and you're a pre-dating coordinator, you'll know all about it. I'm the CTO of the company. It's in the 19th year. We've sold the company, bought it back. We're in about 80 U.S. cities, from LA to Miami to Tampa to, we do well in small cities. Like, I'm trying to think of small cities. Like, we do well in Jacksonville. But anyway, that company basically has 80 to 100 part-time people running events at night as a part-time job. We get, just to give you some numbers, we get over 6 million impressions a year through that company. We have a second company we acquired called Lock and Key Events that runs events in 25 cities across over a 2-month period, like 12 a month. We have had thousands of marriages. We are more successful with the marriage and hookups than It's Just Lunch. I just forget about that. We're not as big as any Harmony or Match.com, but we're in the industry. We have a little hill. If they want us, they can buy us at any time. We're willing to sell.
Right.
But we've survived 19th year. So, and finally, let's talk a little bit about SEO Turbo Booster.
There you go.
It comes out of the pre-dating, speed dating business, because we did a lot of SEO in that business to get rid of our pay-per-click costs. That product, once again, if you are a local business and you, especially in South Florida, and you want to get found better on Google and you're really frustrated with online marketers and SEO, contact us. This is a completely different program, not like anything in the market. We also specialize in supplement industry, natural products, health and food, like pills, potions, drinks. There's so much of it going on. I love that industry. We do really well for those companies in the industry, store-based product companies. So SEO Turbo Booster, in that industry, we're a great fit. If you're from that industry, find me. All you got to do is go to SEOturbobooster.com. Okay,
And for those individuals, I have to ask you this, okay, and that's this. There's a lot of different dating companies, and I know there's a lot of red flags.
Yes.
Why don't you explain to the general public what to look for versus what not to look for when choosing the right dating company?
Well, okay, so some of the dating industry, like Match, has recently been accused of low trust level, of fake accounts. Really, there's some services I've seen, some online services I recommend. I recommend Bumble, where the women make the choices. That is kind of, it's about trust level. Dating events like we do, speed dating, pre-dating in particular, we are the highest trust level. No Nigerians, no fake. You meet the people in person. Actually, in the end, very few people, very, very small percentage of the market actually speed dates, because we don't have enough spaces. That's the problem, because we only do, your mind can only handle 12 people on a given night. However, I would say, most of the dating online industry never worked for me. That's why I still recommend the in-person events. A lot of people meet on the mobile apps. I've been tracking it carefully today, but there's also a lot of people that need to practice. One of the reasons I love my company, Pre-Dating Speed Dating, is for years we went and practiced. We practiced dating, practiced little mini dates, and it built up a lot of confidence. So it's really a terrific way to learn how to date. But overall, I would say a lot. You should try different things. A lot of people have to look out. The people who are doing speed dating, they've heard about it, and they're purposely put it into the internet, found us, and they forced themselves to go. And I really think that that's a special person. If you go to a speed dating event, you'd be shocked how beautiful the women are. The best people, the nicest, the top of the line usually go to speed dating. You would think the opposite, but people, the ones who are more personable go.
Well, I got to tell you a great story that you can probably take in your industry. I met my wife on Plenty of Fish. She's a Green Bay Packers girl, and on the Lions, I said, there's no reason why the Lions and Packers couldn't be teammates. Lo and behold, we're teammates. So,
Gotcha.
So I wanted to tell you that. And one last thing, what are you looking to get out of this event tonight?
Tonight, we say this about every event we sponsor and every event we attend or have a booth at or a table at. To educate the market about SEO in general, about what we do, if we get one good, solid lead, we'll get a bunch tonight. One customer for tonight, and we're done. That's all we expect. We'll talk to 10 or 15 potential companies, maybe 1 or 2 resellers tonight.
Right.
And we're just building our list for the future, and we do a regular mass mailing once every week or two, and then they come back to us. It seems like they always bounce back. And then we close them, and they're happy. Like I said, our customers have a chance. They are either happy with us or not. They're either partners with us or not. So we're a special program for people that want to try something different, that's unique. And tonight, just one customer makes us happy.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like you're ahead of the game, because you know what, Dan? And we had an opportunity to go ahead and record this, and I hope everybody out there learns a lot from Dan. So this is Scott Morgenroth in downtown West Palm Beach, along with Dan Gudema. Dan, thank you very much for being here, and look forward to working with you down the road.
Don't give up on your book. Write your book.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being with us.
Yep.